Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Well, wake up and tell somebody this is the time. This is the now. This is the here. This is the present. This is the present for your presence right here on the Remix Morning Show on Black Power Media. Now, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and let me introduce you to my host. We got no other than Jackie Lukman, Dr. Jared Ball, and Burn It Down, Kim Brown.
Yes, y'all.
Hey.
What's up, good people?
What's up? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Everybody, what's going on? Everyone's sort of already heat exhausted and lethargic. It's too early. It's too early. It's too early for that.
Yeah,
No.
it's been 4 days of 9 o'clock interviews because we had to stack our show for tomorrow. Because Sean is out of the office, so I'm just tired. I'm just had long days. I'm just tired.
I was tired, boss.
Yeah, I was tired.
Mine is because I'm a little slow this morning because I spent a lot of time last night and this morning getting my website unhacked.
What happened?
Oh no!
Yeah.
One thing, this is the other.
Yeah. Somebody fraudulently assigned themselves as an owner of imixwhatilike.org and rerouted everything to put a bunch some malware on there and was rerouting everything to I don't know, to ads and all kinds of stuff. So
was it the pornography?
No,
pornography
nothing
on your stuff.
Not that I saw, nothing specific. It was like a variety. Like it would, one time it would pop up and say you have to verify who you are. Another one was, for an ad for Rolex and just some random stuff. But none of it was my site.
That's
trolling. It was
specific. They put in Rolex ads on your website.
They put Rolex,
Bitcoins,
and
Yes.
So technically,
financial literacy classes,
right?
Links
to InvestFest. The registration link to InvestFest showed up.
If they had done that, I would have left it alone and been like, you know what, more power to you. I'd made it, had some more fun with it. This wasn't so much fun. It wasn't horrible in the sense that it could have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been time consuming. I had to change some stuff up. And I'm still, and if anybody knows how to, I still got to get in touch with some folks because leftover ownership tokens. If anybody knows anything about leftover ownership tokens, at me.
I don't know about that, but Cynthia Rose, I'm trying to get some more viewers. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get some more viewers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kim been talking about the calendar for a minute now. I don't know.
Y'all keep faking, man. I even think y'all wives gave permission. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I understood. This is what I understood. So it's really we see what the problem is. A bunch of prudish men.
Talk to him, Jackie.
I already told
put
you.
it on the floor.
if we're gonna do like a winter outfits calendar special, I'm down for that. Like layers. You can call it layers.
Turtlenecks and corduroys calendar.
We put jackets on and stuff.
I do not want your Carl Thomas sweater calendar shot, sir.
A dress tease. We could put on a dress tease show. Put on more clothes. Watch me put on this jacket.
Timberland.
Look at this sexy ass hat.
Ooh, a scarf. Too much neck, not no more.
See, but the scarf for bare chested, Ear Doctor. Yeah, you can wear the scarf,
but nothing else.
That tank top. Subtract that tank top. You know what I'm saying? Come on, fellas. Like we are here for the objectification of the men folk. I'm sorry, gentlemen. That's just these are the new rules in the 21st century. Y'all had a good run. Now it's our turn.
Now it's our turn.
You know what
I'm not
saying?
mad at that. It's just the wrong timing. It
It's
was
just
just there was really only like a brief moment in my life where that would have worked.
Mm.
And for the rest of it, it's been a struggle against put something else on, son.
this is
Pan African guy.
But look at the ear doctor out here flexing and sexy. Look
Yeah,
at
I
you, ear doctor.
mean,
Show them for a second. Yeah, I see
I
you.
ain't doing nothing. On
Scratch that
purpose, you know
shoulder
what
one
I'm
more time. Flex
saying?
that
This right
bicep.
here?
Yeah,
This
scratch
right
that.
here? This right here? What we doing?
Yes. Where my wallet?
What's that?
Come
What's
on.
that up there? Is that? You see that, boy? You see that?
he gonna be DJing like, watch me blend.
I'm saying, yeah, doctor, hit me with some of them ravishing Rick Rude flexes. You
Oh,
feel
not
me?
Rick Rude. Oh,
Rick
when he's
Rude.
looking like this.
Oh my goodness.
oh,
We off to a good start.
Man. Don't
Oh,
get me
my
started,
goodness.
man.
That is hilarious.
I'm
That
for
is
that. What do
hilarious.
you call it again, Kim?
Ravishing Rick Rude flexes.
No, yeah. This was how the guys show their body off and do it for the ladies.
objectification.
Justification. I'm with it.
Mhm.
Y'all
Close
are
enough.
old.
Close enough. Close
Y'all,
enough.
y'all are old. It's close enough.
Yes. Yes. But I mean, I'm flagrant about it. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the spouses of some of the gentlemen on this show being okay with me telling them that they fine every now and again. You know what I'm saying? It's just observations. That's it. I just like to tell. I love to tell men that they look good. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Like, I think it makes them feel good. I don't think brothers hear that enough, to be honest. So
Appreciate that, Kim.
I think
Yeah.
that's true. And no, you cannot infinite content. You cannot do that
No.
on both devices.
That's
No.
what happens. At your own risk.
Mm-hmm.
Turn away at your own risk.
now listen, y'all can send chat. Some of y'all, we seen some pictures of y'all. Y'all can send some pictures
Don't
of
let
me
me
too
catch
now.
you. Don't let me catch you out in it.
Where's our boy that had on that Black Power Media shirt with Dan there busting out of it? What was his name?
That was James.
That's
James.
That's
James.
Oh,
James.
feed him a little bit.
He made me go to the gym after seeing
I was
that.
like,
shit.
yeah, I was like, let me put this. Let me put the sandwich down.
Let me put a layer on real quick.
Let me put on another layer.
James made me go to the gym too. Is this what the gym working with? Yes.
Yeah,
man.
not so much.
I never could
Yeah,
go to the
that's true.
gym.
A lot of the Jameses, it's like you show up at the gym. It's not always a lot of Jameses at the gym. It'd be a lot of Jareds and ear doctors in the gym. It'd be, thinking they're gonna be James. James already been there and left, apparently. It's like
Oh, but James coming back. That was his morning workout.
that was
James
his
coming
morning
back for the
workout.
evening
Right,
show.
exactly.
James
Exactly.
coming back.
The only exception that I can think of to that was when I was powerlifting, and there was one dude on the powerlifting team who
Yeah.
She cracked a little sweat on that forehead. You good, Jackie?
Well,
and
apparently
he was
that's
sad when I got married too. He was sad. He was just like,
Aw.
"Oh, for real."
he was like, I've been lifting all this weight for nothing.
Right.
Did he hit you with
God
the
damn it.
congratulations?
Dude, we've been competing together on the same team for like 5 years, and now you express interest. Get the hell.
Mm. Ear doctor,
'Cause-
would you say the bruv was standing at the church door like Vesta singing congratulations?
Congratulations. It should have been me.
She said, "Today's your wedding."
Vesta. Oh man, you took it back with that one. Yo,
Oh, man.
that's wild. I never could do the gym thing. Not me.
That was the only
Well,
time I
obviously
really
you don't
enjoyed
need
going
to.
the gym.
I mean,
Right.
I
Like, look at
just-
what God did. Look at what the Lord hath wrought.
This is
The
lifting
gym-
speakers.
It's like a lot of things. It was ritual for a while. It was like, I'm getting up, gotta go to the gym. You go in the whole routine, a lot of which that I hate the locker room. I can't stand the locker room.
Oh,
I'm not the one to be in the locker room. I'm like, get what I'm in, work out, I bathe at the house. I'm like, I don't, I don't, same
never-
thing when I was swimming. Same thing. Get out, dry, get to the car. We just sometimes just walk towel out to the car. Just I'll just air dry on the way home. I cannot stand them goddamn locker rooms, man. It's just too much. It's just too much. And then dudes want to be there talking and having conversations.
Yeah,
and just,
butt naked. I'll be
butt
like, yo, I
naked.
gotta be out.
where are you going for lunch today, Jim? Like,
Catch the
nah,
game?
man. Nah. Not catching nothing. We'll talk out there.
what?
Call me.
Women do not do that in the gym.
They do.
Really?
Women,
All
women
business.
do not
Good
have
for
these
you.
long locker room conversations in the gym, and I figured out why it is in the locker room, and I figured out why it is. We got body issues. I don't care
Hmm.
what size, what level of
that's interesting.
fitness. We all have body issues, and none of us want to stand around naked, exposing all of our
Hmm.
perceived what's the
Flaws.
word?
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah,
deep.
it in
Imperfections.
insignificances and all of our perceived self-esteem issues. We don't want to do that. That's just it's just weird because like the women that you would not expect
Hmm.
are shy about just being around other women in a locker room are the ones who
Mhm.
are just like the worst about it. They're just like, hey, and you turn around and next thing you know, they're gone. They're like they got their clothes on, they're out. And women, that's just not a women thing. It's
Mm-mm.
very, at least what I experienced.
That's even
Mhm.
too much for me. Hey, is too much. I'll be like, there's no like, if I'm even walking, if I'm like, keep it moving. Like we will talk outside when everybody, No, I wish more dudes would without maybe some of what I suspect is some underlying issues that you're pointing to there. Without, I'm not wanting anybody to feel body shamed and traumatized, but I do wish. I have often wished, I don't go anymore, but I have often wished that some of these men would can we table the conversation till
y'all need to just get like us. We don't give a fuck. You just have a conversation. We don't care about the whole body thing.
but I wish they would give a little more of a fuck. Just a little more.
Just a little
more.
bit.
It's all in the showers, just, hey, Rick, Rick, what you did in DC? And I'm like, man, listen. Anyway.
I think it's because also in part maybe men have a issue with boundaries. Like they don't even respect each other's boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That whole towel shit, I remember that as a kid when the wet the towel and people would try to all that. Why are we playing like that in here? Everybody, enough. Like what's going? So I think that's a good point. I definitely have bound like enough. Yeah, that's.
And it's sort of like an odd ritualistic socialization of the locker room. Because, like, again, in high school, whatever, public schools, I would hear about weird shit happening in the boys' locker room.
Mhm.
That shit didn't happen in the girls' locker room. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't. And the weird thing is, like, I of course I'm thinking about this the pivotal scene from the movie Carrie, where the girls are in the locker room and they're teasing Carrie because she has her period for the first time. I mean, aside from that kind of bullying, that kind of mean girl bullying, it's not it just
Especially
kind of
that
weird.
one that happens to all of the women. like it happens. Like everybody's gonna go through this, but we're gonna pick on you for having it happen to you. It would,
In
it's
school,
like
it's
in
in
school,
school
well,
part.
School. I mean,
Yeah.
school. Kids are psychopaths whose brains have not developed out of their psychopathy yet. So yeah, that kind of. But just
with
the
Jackie
whole
on
adult
that.
gym thing is just. It was just a very weird experience for me because when I finally found something that I really really liked, which was weightlifting, and I'm like, okay, it's not so bad coming here. I kind of like coming here. This is nice because I get to do a thing that I really really dig to do. And people had a lot of conversation on the gym floor when I didn't want to talk to anybody because I was working out. And then what I'm like in the locker room is like, okay, well, see me in the locker room and I'll explain X, Y, and Z to you. And then it's like, oh no, I have to go. And covering themselves up with a towel and just like, do you have parts that I don't know about? What is going? It's just very weird kind of. I don't know.
Yo, so what we gonna do? We done talked about a whole lot of stuff this morning. Welcome all the people that's just coming out. We got 230 people live watching right now. This is no other than the.
I'm sorry.
Did he just freeze for real?
Oh, he just froze. He
Oh
did a
damn! I
Mitch
just had a Mitch
McConnell.
McConnell moment.
Oh,
My bad.
Oh,
My
my
bad.
God.
My bad.
Oh.
All right, so what we gonna do is we gonna come right back here with no other than the Remix Morning Show. What's good, everybody? Welcome out. This is no other than the Remix Morning Show. Make sure if you stepping in here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for all those people that's just getting here, new to the channel. We got a bunch of shows. Go to patreon.com and be a member over there. We got some stuff you can watch. We got a lot of things over there, so go check it out. And go to blackpowermedia.org for the website so you can see the fresh gear and all that stuff. All right, boom. So, you hear what's in the back room. I like to do an artist spotlight. Who am I talking about? No other than the one they called Akinyele. That's right. Akinyele. He's straight out of Queens, Left Frack City. Right now, he was one of these rappers that came out in the time in the 90s, where he came out in 96 with a song called this, Put It In Your Mouth. And he also appeared on Live at the Barbecue. This was a song done by Main Source that broke out Nas. So this came out in 1991. So he's been out ever since. But his first album was called Vagina Diner. This was released in 1993. And then in 2001, he released Anaconda. So if you talk about like certain musicians like Blowfly, Rudy Ray Moore, yeah, very much on the sexual type of everything they talked about, and also, but he also had a song called The Bomb. Wasn't it was more about lyrical skills, and he also was a composer for Swiss Beats on his single Money in the Bank and One Man Band. But he kind of left the club, the rap scene, and went and opened up a club down in Miami. So that's what he's been doing ever since. But he had problems because it was almost like a strip club and they had to shut it down. But that's all. Just wanted to let y'all know about no other than Akinyele, Vagina Diner, Octopus, and Anaconda. The 3 albums he has. And Put It In Your Mouth and F Me For Free. Oh my goodness. What songs, titles, I must say. All right, well, let's go ahead and get back to no other than the Remix Morning crew right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
Make it look good and I neck work go down. Woo, ear doctor. Picture it. DC Live, 1997.
Wow.
A young tender, KB, 19 years old up in the jam. Me and the rest of my Laurel crew done came down to the city. And it's hands in the air. As soon as the DJ drops, put it in your mouth. Every single girl, woman in the joint singing at the top of their lungs. At the top of their lungs. All your aunties, your mamas.
So, youngsters, when y'all come back out, y'all can always point back. But didn't y'all have Akinyele? Y'all talking about Glorilla, Little Kim, all these other people? Yes.
So again, Kim and I have definitely, without knowing it, crossed paths. Because I DC Live, I know, I mean, late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, I was definitely, so we've definitely been in the spot at some point.
Jared, you better not have grabbed my arm in the joint.
The elbow.
In fact, I was almost aggressively in the opposite.
Oh, wow.
I'm the one too twisted in the back of the club. I was not the one with game. I was not the one with let me holler at you, let me holla, 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 holla. I was always the one that was usually just too shy, and I would overcompensate with the over intoxication. So
To be
it would
clear,
never
though,
be
Jared,
that.
those dudes that was grabbing at women in the club, they didn't have game. They just had the audacity.
Okay, fair
they
enough.
They
fair
just had
enough.
the audacity.
Okay.
They did not have game at all.
Well,
They
I
just
had neither.
The gall, as
No
ear doctors.
audacity, no gall, no game. It was just in the back.
Back in
You
the
know, but
club is where
anyway.
you find me.
Exactly. And but I do remember those moments, and with that song in particular, with the women's response verse. I mean, and the vibe in the room would be. I mean, it was great. I mean, it was inappropriate greatness. Maybe is maybe what you could say. Like, but yeah, it was like. Yeah.
And the DJ would always drop it at the end when when the high note, and you can blah blah blah. I won't sing it for y'all, but
because you want it was like it was exactly like let's get everybody ready for you all having to leave. Like this is like
It was the
let
sing
me hook
along.
you up
Wasn't
as
it
we
though?
wrap up the night.
Wasn't into the sing along.
Boy, the disrespect
great.
to the
Great moments in
sisters and
hip-hop.
all that stuff in the 90s and now.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
I mean, it's just going to a higher level where they're just gonna have a song that's just gonna just straight up talk about body parts, talk about clothes, talk about get to what people, the manufacturers and the corporations want you to talk about so they can sell it. You know what I'm saying?
It hasn't
But they
that
pretty
already
much are,
been
though.
done? Hasn't that
I
already
guess.
been done
I
over
can
and over
believe-
again?
And what's
Yeah.
that got to do with oral sex, man? What's that got to do with the oral sex? I mean, that's sorry. I don't mean to be crass
Yeah,
here,
you
but
might
isn't
be
that
right.
isn't that what the song is about? What's that
Is
got to do with oral
there-
sex, man?
This is probably I'm sure there are plenty, but what are the contemporary equivalents in terms of oral sex anthems, especially that are as
Pound Town?
balanced? I honestly, I don't.
Pound
yeah.
Town, Sexy Red. I mean,
But have these risen to the level of what that was
Oh,
was
WAP.
in that moment? WAP.
Oh,
okay.
WAP. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah, makes sense.
My neck, my back, my just
My
like
neck,
that.
my back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not contemporary though. I remember
Yeah,
that track.
that's a little dated. That's a little bit
Yeah, that's a
dated.
little bit.
Get
But,
down, get good.
Born Center. Born Center is close to
Woo!
their age.
Kaya put out an anthem. Jeez.
Yeah, I can't take y'all. I'm getting out of here.
You
That
started.
was
Nobody told you to pick
did,
Akinelli.
exactly.
This is not a family show. What?
this is what I
You could
do.
have picked Oscar Wimbush. Nobody told you to pick Akinelli.
I'm gonna do another Mitch McConnell.
So
Y'all.
I'm yeah, what
Go ahead,
exactly?
Jared, go.
No, I was going to say we should slap the map, but and maybe one of you could then explain to me exactly what Ear Doctor is making a reference to.
Oh, you don't know. Oh,
No,
that's right.
not-
You were
I only
on hack mode yesterday.
I went down a fix my website sinkhole last night.
Let me find it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media exclusive. We up in here on this good Thursday, July the 27th. July the 27th. I think tomorrow's a very special day, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little later. My name is Kim. We got Jared. We got Jackie. We got the Ear Doctor. We got y'all, the Remix crew who has found us, rejoined us now that we have been reinstated on these YouTube streets. You guys, it is so important that you go follow us other places, okay? Because you guys very clearly see that we are likely probably going to get dinged for something arbitrary that we have no idea about in the future. So please help us build up our audiences, other areas. Go follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter at Black Power Media. Where else are we at? Facebook, do that. And if you are currently a YouTube member, reconsider redistributing that money to Patreon, patreon.com/Black Power Media, because YouTube is on some fraganackle bull, as my mother would say.
So if I can, just to that point there, we didn't do a good job of it. Okay, it's not working apparently. I thought, okay, wait a minute. If I go back over here, it should be working now. I wanted to give a quick shout out without putting all their business out there to some of the newer Patreon members.
Oh,
And thank them to the point that Kim was just alluding to there, that we are sort of in a soft invitation, I guess, at this point, to
Nice.
ask people who have already given through their YouTube membership to move over to Patreon, and or if you want to consider dropping a couple dollars every month to help us continue to move on, you can sign up brand new. And a number of folks have. So Stoner Loner, SR82, Martin Hernandez, Jeremy Bwan. I mean, we've had like an influx.
That's dope.
We've had like, I want to say almost 100 people in the last couple of days. Yeah, something. It's really gone up. Like Craig Bardo, Robin Bello, Devin Collins, B. Morakuma. Thank you all very much. You know,
all stars,
so
no
like,
less. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
Absolutely. So, you know, we'll do, you know, a little more and continue to thank you all for doing a ZZ Line, or, you know,
Agree, ZZ Lion,
endless,
Dad.
you know. So anyway, thank you all very much. And, you know, folks have really moved over to Patreon and we really appreciate it. We're going to continue, including Saturday with the patrons only, you know, book launch part 2. We start giving away these 400 plus copies of my book.
They just dumped those books on your front.
So that Freedom Scholar joint, like, it came with a $10,000 book purchase. So when the math was done, that came to 445 hard copies sent to my house.
That's
so
fantastic.
I mean, we gotta, you know, so like Netfa's gonna work with me on a couple things, and he said we gotta help. It sounded like conversations we used to have. We gotta help you get rid of that. We gotta move all that.
Gotta move that weight, sir.
Gotta move that weight. So anyway, so yeah, so Saturday night we're gonna start, and then folks, just stay tuned, and thanks for your support of the channel. Anyway.
Yo, that's what's up. Thank you all.
So
What is
Check
your email, JB?
What does Ear Doctor know about the world that I don't?
Well,
You missed that.
it's dead and dead man and dead woman walking in DC.
Oh,
on Capitol
okay.
Hill.
No, I did. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. Okay, I saw passingly what. Okay.
I mean, it is between Biden and Feinstein, and now Mitch McConnell zapping out at the podium. It's like,
so he just blinked out. Is that?
You gotta
like,
sound is
there
required
sound
here.
on it?
Yes,
Okay,
there's
hold
sound
on.
here. Like the sound is.
Oh wait. Is there sound on this one?
You gotta run it from the beginning. I think.
I know. Hold on a second. Now I'm having an elderly moment.
That's his AI. He's a clone.
Oh wow. The bot
Glitch in the
froze.
software.
Yeah, this is.
They whispered it in his ear. This is the year 2023.
Your name is Mitch.
Oh, damn.
Your name is Mitch. You're a bitch.
So this is the, we're coming up on the 1
So
year.
you still can't get health care though.
Right. He's got health care for free that we pay for the rest of his not too long life.
Oh, watch out now,
Well,
Jackie. Watch
yeah,
out
yeah,
now,
watch
Jackie.
out now, Jackie, because you know they get the
That's right. The YouTube,
especially the higher the war
algorithm.
crime, the more sensitive they get.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's just.
Yeah, that's.
Don't you guys remember all the shit? And not to say he didn't deserve to have shit talked about him to some extent, but wasn't it Robert Mugabe who stayed in office till he was about 102, 103? No, he wasn't that old, but I know he was in his
he's
90s.
old. Yeah.
Very old. And it's like they were like, and he just been in office. he won't leave. You know, he's been a dictator for all these decades. It's like, well, Is it Mitch McConnell sort of a dictator over over the people of Kentucky? Is it Feinstein dictating over the people of California? Like when do we set these old cows out to pasture, man? What's going on?
Now that's another story we got to get told again on here. When me and Dr. Burroughs were chilling with old Bobby Mugabe over there in the Zim. Old Bobby Mugabe. That's what we used to call him. Old Bobby Mugabe.
Oh,
Bobby Mugabe.
So
But
disrespectful.
I know it's terrible. No, we did get to briefly meet him and talk to his and I got to talk very briefly also with his chief of his finance minister or something like that. And and then we went and we were on a black press junket that was ultimately designed. It was meant to have Black American journalists go to Zimbabwe to develop positive Mugabe reporting. And Todd and I went off the plantation, went off the reservation a little bit, and talked with some of the opposition and had some, relatively speaking, a little bit more balanced responses, and it created a little bit of tension with the group, a little bit. It was, but Akbar Muhammad was on the trip. What was my man's name who was Farrakhan's chief doctor for a minute? Oh man, what was his name? And then there was I got to remember everybody on the trip. There was this brother, this reverend. We were on a bus, and this reverend that was on the trip who was from the civil rights era, was arguing about how all the famous people were frauds, and Kwame Ture was a punk and ran off to Africa. And he said ran off to Africa to hide under Miriam Makiba's skirt.
Wow.
That was the line. And from the back of the bus, I was like, excuse me, sir.
Whoa.
With all due respect, sir, I feel like he deserves a little bit more consideration than that. And yeah, I think that was. I think yeah. I think that was Brother Chris. I think that was Dr. Alim. Yeah. And he tightened me up on something too. Like I had anyway. There's a lot. It was a wild trip. But we were in the room briefly with Robert Mugabe. And
is there any
staff, yeah.
Is this documented? Are there pictures? Are there video? Is there audio? Like what?
I don't know what exists anymore. This was in 2002, and we didn't have the tech like we do now. And I gotta do some digging. I gotta see what I can and get Todd involved and maybe reach out to some folks, because my memory shouldn't be trusted. But it was. And one of my comrades, I missed this part of the trip, but we separated. But one of my comrades, I wish I will honor her forever. She went and urinated on Cecil Rhodes' grave, and we were not on the best of terms when she did that, but I was like, "You all right with me?"
What is her Cash App? What's her Venmo? She deserves.
Like, you all right with? You always gonna be all right with me.
She deserves. To this day.
Yeah.
She deserves.
And she brought the trees. She worked it out to bring the tree. I was like, no, you didn't. You international tree smuggling. I was like, why aren't we better friends? Like, we supposed to be tighter. Like, you bringing trees, pissing on graves. Anyway, sorry. All right, so I didn't mean to derail, but yeah, we gotta, yeah. But yeah, he was in there for a long time, and some would argue it would be argued for more righteous reasons than Mitch, but at the same time, like, even when you are in agreement with the leadership, there does have to be, and I think our organizations need to, maybe, in some cases, consider this a little more too. We got to be bringing up the next wave. We have to, this idea that if we got to hold on that long, like I remember the whole thing even around Fidel, in Cuba, like, is he holding
Mm.
on too long? Is he doing enough to make sure? And I can only imagine being like, look, we did all this. I'm not turning this over to nobody.
Yeah, that
But
too.
at this, anyway.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh
I also
Anybody got
kind
something they want to get to? Yeah, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah,
what
no.
what should take Jackie on a weekend at Bernie's on Capitol Hill in perpetuity? Because what the fuck?
Not Weekend at Bernie.
Everybody dead. Who is actually alive?
Nobody.
Mm.
They're all
Oh
they're all
man.
empty husks. They're all
Uh,
empty husks of some kind up on Capitol Hill. And for people who don't live in DC, let's be clear. There is Capitol Hill and there is the rest of Washington DC. It's just it's not
this is
Capitol
what it
Hill
looks.
is not DC. Those folks that they don't live here. The actual residents of DC,
Mm.
those of us who are left, who are not the gentrifiers, we hate the bugs too. So
I'm
so
sorry.
anyway, but yeah, I wanted to get to this story because I thought this was like the one thing that came out of the Senate. What is it? What do they call themselves? The Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection.
Mm.
The one thing I think that came out of that the
Oh wow.
televised testimonies that was very interesting was the way that two Black women election workers in Fulton County, Georgia, were attacked by the MAGA mob once Trump's campaign folks pointed them out and said that they stole ballots for Biden during the vote counting in Fulton in Georgia. And these women were their names were excuse me, their names are Shay Moss and her mother Ruby Freeman. They've been working for the Fulton County, Georgia election um, uh, commission for like 10 years, for like decade. I think the daughter has been working for them for 10 years. The mother, Ruby Freeman, has been working for them for longer. But this all started with, the whole Stop the Steal thing and these hearings that were held in 2020, where first a volunteer Trump campaign attorney, this person named Jackie Pick, said that the two women who were featured in the video that had been passed around of the vote counting that night in Georgia were like taking ballots for Biden out of suitcases that were hidden under the counting tables and illegally counting them, adding them to Biden. But then, of course, it turns out that the suitcases were actually standard, secure storage bins that ballots are put in when the counting has not been completed for that day, and the counting has to continue. Then Rudy Giuliani appeared at another hearing with Georgia lawmakers in December of 2020 and named the two women. Jackie Pick did not name them. She didn't call their names, but then Rudy Giuliani named them and said that they were crooks who obviously stole votes, and said that they were passing USB drives around to each other like vials of heroin or cocaine. That's what that motherfucker said. So all of this blew up. Trump, of course, gets involved and starts naming them when he called Brad Raffensperger, who was the Secretary of State at the time, asking for, to find 11,000 votes for me. Trump named Ruby Freeman 18 times
Oh my God.
in that phone call to Raffensperger. And he and his campaign folks, Rudy Giuliani, dragged these women's names through the mud to the point that One American Network, the Gateway Pundit, GOP politicians, and the whole MAGA mob had a hyper focus on these women. So when they testified at the hearings, what was that, earlier this year, I guess, they talked about what happened to them And some of the things that they experienced were, let me find this in, they were doxxed. Shay Moss, her mom, Ruby Freeman, and their 70-year-old mother, Ruby Freeman's 70-year-old mother, were doxxed. Their addresses were posted on social media and passed around Trump supporters. People showed up at these people's houses, banging on their doors all hours of the night. They went to Ruby Freeman's mother's house and tried to force their way into her house to carry out a citizen's arrest, demanding the location of Miss Freeman and Miss Moss. And you and I know that when we're talking about a mob of white folks, citizen's arrest means a lynching.
That's right.
They actually did send all kinds of threats to these women and their families on social media, on their cell phones. They sent text messages, emails, phone calls. Some of the threats were overtly racial, like, be glad it's 2020 and not 1920. So this idea that these people don't know the history of racial terrorism in this country, that's bullshit. And also these things like these women need to be strung up from the nearest lamppost and set on fire.
Oh my God.
The women reported all of these incidents to the police in Fulton County. Nothing was done. The FBI stepped in, told the women that they should move to an undisclosed location for their own safety. So all of this has been going on. So they testified at the hearing. And if you watch that testimony, I encourage you to go back and look at the hearing where they testified. These two women were still visibly nervous about being in public, talking about what happened to them, because nobody protected them. And Trump and his cohort of psychopaths continue to blame these two women in particular for stealing the election in Georgia. Well, finally, after being forced to concede that his statements were about these two women were untrue, in court, Rudy Giuliani finally concedes that he made false statements about these two women. He would not have done it if they had not sued him. The two women have sued the Gateway Pundit, and I think that lawsuit is still ongoing. They have sued One American Network. One American Network settled that lawsuit. Donald Trump has continued to name them and falsely accuse them of election fraud as late as January. I hope they sue that mug too. And everybody involved who had anything to do with putting them at the center of this election fraud claim, and members of the Fulton County law enforcement who did nothing to protect them, even though they had all of the information about the people who threatened them. So, in a 2-page declaration, Giuliani acknowledged that he had, in fact, made statements about Ms. Freeman and Ms. Moss that led to the filing of the suit, and that the remarks carry meaning that is defamatory per se. He also admitted that his statements were actionable and false, and that he no longer disputed the factual elements of liability the election workers had raised in their suit. And that factual elements of liability means that what Giuliani said about them committing fraud was not only false, it was defamatory, and it put them in danger, as I just explained. But Giuliani, being the entitled white man that he is, still insists that he has legal defenses in the case, and he continues to believe his accusations about Ms. Freeman and Ms. Moss were constitutionally protected under the First Amendment. He also refused to acknowledge that his statement had caused the women any damage, a key element required to collect a judgment in a defamation case. I can't guess how this case is going to turn out, But if I'm looking at the outcome of the case they filed for defamation against One America Network, Rudy Giuliani, I hope is going to have to pay. And I hope he pays a lot. And I swear to God, I hope they sue everybody who put their names in their filthy, lying, racist motherfucking mouths and cause them the kind of terrorism that they endured. Everybody, sue them all. And I don't, and I'm not sitting here advocating for the legal system in this country, but this one time, this ought to be a case where a white racist mob gets dragged through the court somewhere, and the shirt off their backs, snatch it, every bit of it, because what these women and everything else about this case with Trump, I could give a fuck, honestly. It's the American political system being the American political system. But what was done to these two women and other election workers because Trump and his cabal of monsters lied about this election being stolen from them, nah, sue these people, take every single dime. So
Thank you, ear doctor. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that because in the state of Georgia, if somebody's on your property, can't you let off on them? Don't quote me. I'm not a
stand your
lawyer.
ground.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, someone is forcibly trying to make entry into my home.
A 70-year-old woman.
Those crackers are lucky that them ladies didn't let off on them, seriously. But I know that the women themselves would have been criminally prosecuted, for murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, all this shit, even though they were legally within their rights to defend themselves because their home, their castle was being intruded, was being attacked. So, whew, that's a lot.
Yeah. And I really think that is out of all of those hearings, for me, that was the one thing I would I did not know about the what happened to these women because of these lies. And for me, this was the one thing that came out of these hearings that's actually useful, because it does point to, like I said, we are under this illusion that these people, that these white people in this country are oblivious. They don't know about the history of racist terrorism. Oh, that was so long ago. These people are calling these women, texting them, showing up at their houses talking about, be glad it's not 1920. These motherfuckers knew what their ancestors did to our ancestors in 1920, in 1919. Stop believing these people don't know their history. They absolutely do. And they're completely
They revel in it.
Yes,
yeah.
they do.
And they were completely comfortable with continuing it, all because the short-fingered Führer didn't win the election.
It is true. I mean, institutionally, collectively, white people behave with that attitude towards black people, that everything that isn't a literal lynching is somehow, you should be grateful. That's their starting point. Which is one of the reasons why I think we struggle to get so little that we get, because from their point of view, they're like, man, you, because if it was 19 when they're 18 and 17, that's how I really do feel like that's the default. And every time there's an incident, when one of my neighbors got mad that my dog got off his leash and spouted off at the mouth a little bit, the vibe I got and the reason he got the response he got was that's what I heard in his voice. If it was, and I was like, I might have been that too. And I always remember in Herbert Aptheker's works, they had to point out that Nat Turner was not a mulatto, meaning that somebody might have thought he might have been. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to play 19th century? We can all play. Anyway, I'm just playing. Anyway, but I'm just saying, like, that I do really feel like that is the starting point. So and I admit, and Jackie, you said something, one of the many things that you said in that story, I admit my desire to not pay attention to this fiasco made me miss this fact. So I'm very glad that you brought this up. Because I have been, even when not going down, fix my website sinkholes. I just don't want, I'm not interested in this story, this general thing with them. But this is.
There's one glaring difference, I would say. Like, the difference between 2020 and 1920 is that if a bunch of rowdy, murderous, bloodthirsty crackers showed up armed to these black women's house 100 years ago, the rest of the community would have showed up with their shotguns and surrounded, protected, defended. I hate that these women were trying to rely on the willingness of the Fulton County sheriffs to do their job, which they clearly didn't do. So where was the rest of the community to defend these women? I'm not saying that they weren't out there, because I don't know, but I'm just asking the question. Did anybody else in the community show up to protect them when this lynch mob showed up to come get them?
Well, because, you know, when these things were reported, the authorities did nothing. We don't know. We don't really know everything, you know, that happened I don't know. But, you know, the only reason I paid any attention to the hearings is because it's my job. That's what, you know, I have to report on it for by any means necessary, which I have to go and do right now. But yeah, I just yeah, there are other things that I don't want to know that I do know, because, you know, I have to follow. Somebody asked in the chat if I'm following the Hunter Biden case. I am, and have thoughts about that.
They showed his full ass and big
Lord, I have thoughts about that.
Talk about exploiting men. And big graphic poster board had his naked. But Jackie, real quick before you leave, please investigate this one thing for me as you continue to look into the Giuliani associated participation in this mess. Has he ever yet been asked and answered publicly why he thought it would be better to conduct an interview with who he thought was a 15-year-old girl up in his hotel room as opposed to downstairs in the lobby? I'm still waiting for that. Whatever else he claimed was going on, like, how is it that you thought it was better to have that 15-year-old girl up in your room by yourselves to do an interview and not have it be in the lobby? And all the additional stuff you've been up to. Could you just answer me that,
It's
Rudy?
protected under the First Amendment of the Constitution, Jared. I'll see y'all. Maybe we'll talk about
Jackie,
Hunter
thank
Biden
you very much.
Tuesday.
Have a good weekend, Jackie.
Do you know what? Speaking of, I know we got the ear doctor coming up, and here he is. Speaking of free speech, do you know that my Hickory Ridge Village Board proposal to get funding out of the elections generated an actual Monday night argument at our meeting where folks from the community accused me of bringing Donald Trumpian MAGA to Columbia, Maryland, because I was trying to limit the free speech of those who would want to fund and exercise that free speech by funding their local politicians. I said, "Cook God Almighty." So we had to have a little quick lesson about the 14th Amendment, and they got, you know, they got a little BPM JB for a minute there. But I was like, just for a minute, because usually I'm very quiet, sit there just listening, taking my notes.
They
but
was
I
trying
was
to
like,
tell you, Jared,
speech.
Citizens United is the law of the land.
We the Hicks.
We can pour as much dark money as we want into your little Hickory Ridge Advisory Board Council election if we want
And
to.
then call you Trump for trying to stop it. I was like, what kind of twisted, backwards, if 6 was 9-ish is this?
You should have said that's fake news. Fake news.
I really should have. I was just so busy trying to keep my temper together. I was like, I couldn't come up with a good joke. I was like, what? I've been called a lot of stuff, but MAGA?
Wow.
Anyway, I was like,
it was a white person who made that. I already know this. Oh, of course.
It is. What is Karen when she is? What is the elder Karen? Do they have a new name for that? Is there like when they become grandma?
Margaret.
What Margaret?
Esther.
Is that what Esther? Nah, we can't do Esther. Shout out
No,
to
that's right,
Sanford and
on
Son.
Esther. Right.
We can't have that one, but we need something because they. I was like, I'm still stuck on how is that MAGA? You don't even know your own. Anyway, I was like, it was so crazy, but yeah, free speech. This idea that corporate or individual. So, and I just pointed out, like that was one of the points I was making. Like we can't have a situation where some people got more free speech than others because they got deeper pockets. Like, what are we talking about here? What MAGA?
So
it was about to get anyway.
You sure you want to run with this hit crew?
What, his Hickory Ridge?
Yeah,
Hickory,
sure you wanna
the
run with them?
Hickory.
The Hicks.
The Hicks.
They're
You sure you
not.
wanna
I
run
mean,
with the Hicks?
that's the thing. They're not Hicks. It's worse. This is what I loved about Get Out. It's not the hillbillies. It's not the straw suckers and all of that. It's the ones with the wine and the nice living
Jeez.
rooms and they speak English properly. There was no slang in this woman calling me MAGA. This was Yale training. This was Columbia training. You know what I'm saying? This was perfect English spoken nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Literally probably sipping her wine as she was doing it. Like this is people, the woman, I don't even mean to put people's, it was public. I think it's public. Right? The woman, we just voted on this as the board. The woman who runs the center here in Hawthorne makes significantly more money than I do. I'll just put it at that. She just run in the center. No disrespect. She does a great job. Her job is important. It needs to happen. We need it. But she's making crazy, crazy money just to run the center for this community. So the people that are doing it, that's why when the late, great John Thompson, for all his flaws, the Georgetown head coach, the best thing I ever heard him say was, he said, stop talking trash about these young kids with their sagging pants. The worst things ever done to me were done by people in suits. Bars. That is just, and so that's what it is, man. This was not some hit. This was Hickory Ridge.
You know what I'm saying? This lady probably is a member of the ACLU. She got all her little fake Columbia liberal creds. She ain't racist. I can't believe that Jared Ball.
The civility. What is it? What is it in that bumper sticker? Something about seek civility or something, or be civil or some one of them. And we believe in science, I'm sure, is in her front lawn, and Black Lives Matter and rainbows and everything, probably all over her everything. And she just
my daughter went to prom with a black boy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, no question.
We took one in from the Congo. We have a little.
Absolutely. You got an Ethiopian and a Kenyan. All of that. I'm trying to,
them suburban liberals are a different breed to deal with, because you can't tell them that they live in Columbia. They live in the most culturally diverse city, and it's planned and it's interracial, and you can't tell them shit. You can't tell them they racist.
And then I hit him with my man Diedrich's study that showed, even with all this integrated space and an influx of Black people over the last 20 years, the social integration has gotten worse.
I believe it.
And so there's more people here, and they interact less. I'm like, that's Columbia.
I'd be curious what even the white flight numbers from Columbia look like, because they didn't leave Howard County, but they flighted out of Columbia to Clarksville, out to further out Ellicott City, to Western Howard County.
River Hill. It's still technically part of Columbia, but it's in Clarksville with expansive. And their biggest issue is they're mad that Route 32 is making too much noise. They want to build a bigger sound wall down Route 32. That's their biggest. They were on a call. I was on a call with these folks a couple months ago. They were mad. Build a wall, not for the Mexicans, but for the noise that the Mexicans who build the wall are going to build for us. That we don't have to hear none. They don't we don't even want to hear each other.
Jeez.
Wow. Jared Rose with the original HR. Ain't that
Shut up, man. Shut up.
All right. We're gonna take a quick break right here, and we're gonna come back with some more for y'all right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. What's it gonna be on BPM? What's good, everybody? Welcome out. This is no other than the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Hit that like button if you're just getting in here. We got 390 people watching live. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And this is how we do, man. We talk news, we talk politics, we talk things that's going on in the world, and we also talk about different artists and entertainers and give a spotlight to different types of music. So what type of music and what entertainer am I going to spotlight right here, right now? You hear it in the back. No other than En Vogue. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's right, En Vogue. Straight out of Oakland, California. This group came with Terry, Dawn, Cindy, Maxine. It came out in 1989. They came out with a song which was number 2 on the charts, Hold On. Man, when that video came on, we was like, good Lord. Hold On. It came out in 1990, debut album, Born to Sing. And after that, they followed up in 1992 with Funky Divas, which reached top 10 US and UK. And the second number 1, My Lovin'. Never Gonna Get It, Never Gonna Get It. And yeah, US top 10 hits, giving them something he can feel, and Free Your Mind. Now, Free Your Mind was a hard song right here. Free Your Mind was a hard song. This song actually came out and it was talking about some things, like really opening up about different things people was dealing with. And could you actually free your mind and stop being so, Anyway, this came out in 1992 off the Funky Divas album. This is R&B and soul. So if you want to know some more about them, go check them out. But I would suggest Free Your Mind, and also Don't Let Go. That is also one that you hear right here that was on a soundtrack. What was this, Soul Food or something like that? It was on one of them soundtracks. But anyway, big up to no other than En Vogue. I wish we had some more groups like that, some singers, some sisters that tore it up. Not only look good, but could sing good. Big up to En Vogue. With that said, let's go ahead and get back to the rest of the crew. You know how we do. All right, let's get it.
Yes, got me so good. I'm telling you, En Vogue. Thank you, Jesus, that I was born when I was born, and I got what I got when I got it, man. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, En Vogue was running things through middle school and high school, and I mean, I remember when Hold On first came out because they crushed it because they did the acapella open of the Who's Loving You, you know, Smokey Robinson and the J5, you know, who, yes. And I'm like, God damn, harmonies.
Yes.
Do you know the saddest part of the 20 Feet from Stardom documentary about background singing, which everybody should see? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Is when they talk about how we're losing not only these collectives of singers, but the background artists, in part because they can create the harmonies digitally now. Mm-hmm. And they showed Lisa Fisher, who is, I mean,
Lisa Fisher.
And they show her doing it. And it was like, even as she's complaining about the loss, they like digitally showed, they demonstrated the point using her performance. And it was, yeah. So when you make that point, it's like a reminder that the industry, the technology is negatively impacting some of these things in a real way. Because I don't know that, could you have a group like that anymore?
That can do it live without studio assistance, without pitch correction assistance, without.
The last singing woman group like that, I would have to say, is Destiny's Child.
Yep, you might be right.
Other than that, there hasn't been a group around that came and, like, even a boys band. None of them even around no more. It don't seem like. What's going on, man? It's like it's really it's shortening down more. It's shortening down more and more to just one person. Forget the group. Let's just get that one person. Spend that money on one person. We ain't got to take care of all these different people in the group. People ain't gonna fall off. and not be around. So let's just put our money behind one person. I guess I don't know. Tell us, Kim, what is it?
They have cut the music programs in these schools now for a whole generation. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't sound like a big thing, but it is. Like there is no real music appreciation. I guess the band kids are very, siloed and niched into the band and whatever, but the rest of the kids that are not musicians and not singers don't get that rudimentary, fundamental, instruction about music. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, like, you even had to pick up the recorder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to find how to play the A note, how to play F, how to play G. Like, I'm not a parent. I don't know what's going on in the schools these days. Y'all can tell me better. But like, they cut the music programs, y'all. So these kids don't even know, in my opinion, like they don't even know good from bad music, y'all. They don't even know. They can't even distinguish what is good and what is bad. Like they quantify it as what is hot, what is not. And there's a difference, right? Because something can be hot and be bad and not be a quality record, but it can be hot, something that you can dance to, bang to, whatever. But they can't tell you what makes the elements of a song good. They just know that they like it and it's hot. But bad singing and good singing is indistinguishable. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody can make a record. Everybody can sing. You know what I'm saying? Even if you can't sing, that was honestly some of the, in my opinion, the good thing about gatekeeping is it kept bad singers out of the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like there was at least a baseline. You know what I'm saying? You at least had to be able to sing. Now you don't have to be able to sing. What's your outfit look like?
To that point, Evans, as you saying, just having a hit and not even being a good song. You got this little Uzi Vert song that's I just want to rock, rock, rock. And it's nothing but the beat and the dance that go to it. I mean, he says the same verse twice and it's not even like 8 bars. I just want to rock. 16 in the Glock. Body yada yada. I mean, that's it. The whole song, but this beat and this dance got everybody like, it's that hypnotizing of the mind joint, yo. It's woo, man.
But they don't even. I just feel bad. You know what I mean? It's like y'all good. Like, what is a good rapper? Like, what? I don't know what a 25-year-old would define as a good rapper. Is it somebody who got bars? Is it somebody who can tell a story?
My students basically continuously tell me, they don't even. It's like, Dr. Ball, why you keep talking about bars and verses and storytelling and like they really don't. That part of the art has definitely been diminished.
It's a vibe. Because even think about Luke. Like he was a cheerleader. It wasn't about lyrics. Think about Little John, his era with the snap music. He wasn't rhyming. He was cheerleading over beats. And it was just that vibe. It was that and it was that whole snap thing. It was a dance and it was the beat.
The beginning of the end, as I like to say, because I think it went down a slippery slope after that. And that's not to blame Little John or anybody like that. It's just, man, the quality of the art has eroded, bro, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it.
We definitely would put up a fuss. I was in a small, unheard, I guess, corny clique of folks that would say, yes, Luke should have the right to exist musically, but that's not the standard. Like that's not the goal. There was still that felt like a pushback. Like I even remember there was an early Fat Joe Sprite commercial where people were still responding with, should we be doing this? Like this feels uncomfortable. Like we're going too far with the marketing. And now it's like if you don't have 10 Sprite commercials, you a sucker. Yeah. And you got young cats saying going on platforms saying Nas and them are whack and irrelevant because they didn't make no money. And it's like, but they were rhyming. He was writing in his book Past the Margin. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, I don't know, man. So yeah, I'm that old cliche. I'm like, we're losing something.
Yeah.
Hold on to the past.
Capitalism killing it
Not
all.
even though, like just
No,
make
I know,
something
Yeah.
quality, and that's the thing. And I guess there are the quality standards are different via generation, right? Like I'm not ashamed to say, like, I need a singer to sing to me, dog. Like, you can't just be open up your mouth and auto tuning me some shit. Like, that doesn't work.
Be like, hold
And-
up, Kim. I need to let me plug this in real quick before I serenade you.
But it's even changed. Like, so really, don't you guys remember? So the what would distinguish the real from the fake would be the live performance, right?
Mhm.
So like motherfuckers sound like however they want on the record, however they want on the radio, what they sound like in real life. But now even that can be pitch corrected and auto tuned and all that. Like you don't even have to be a good
You
good
don't.
live performer. You can fake it. And that's what I'm saying. These children, these young folks have a very distorted sense of reality. Like it's like just because go ahead.
You know, I actually watched, was it on Drumeo? One of these musical platforms did a whole thing about it. So apparently it's not just R&B and others, I didn't know this, who use like Marcel P. Black is always talking about don't rap over vocals and all that. But it's not just them that do it. It's apparently been for a while prevalent even in rock and roll where they use backing tracks, and there's been even a debate about you know when they go live, and as they get older, some of them are admitting I can't shred like I used to. I can't blow like I used to. So yeah, and they I don't even know the names, but some of the bands were proudly saying, yeah, I use backing tracks. Sometimes we do have, because we're not going to go on tour with a whole string ensemble. We're not going to go on tour with a whole X ensemble. So we're going to have this for that. We're going to, and I was
I get
like,
that with
kind
a
of,
band.
I don't know, man. I'm watching the video kind of getting upset. Like, if you can't do it, don't do it. If you can't do it, then you need to do small tours, small venues and unplug and make it more personal then. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sell me a big show ticket and you got backing this and support that and somebody else doing this and someone else doing, like, so that was what I was feeling. Like, I was very Marcel in that moment. Like, if your breath control as an MC can't get you through a show,
What are you doing?
Yeah, and my cousin went to go see Frankie Beverly and Maze and was like, please don't do it. Because Frankie can't bring it no more. He can't. He's at a certain age where
It's almost 80 years old.
I know. It's like, so I can understand if he got maybe a backup track or something like that. But I can see musicians. Okay, I can see that. But vocalists.
No, but like even then, like if they do like here, what does we do? Do a I don't know, do it like I think if you make it more personal, do a smaller thing, be like, look, I'm not gonna try to front like I can do what I'm like you said, I'm 80. Why would you expect?
Right. Why would you expect?
So instead of us
Sit
just
down.
fronting, I'd rather sit here with you and play the old joint and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll play the studio recording. We'll talk about what it was like in the studio. Or I'll maybe hum along with it. Or I'll, and make it like a
Storyteller's joint.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all want me to sing Golden Time? I'm in my golden years. What are y'all
Come
talking
on,
about?
man. Nah, man.
And to be clear, and like to your point, Jared, like my complaint, and I know, guys, listen, y'all, we're not talking about the Jasmine Sullivan's, we're not talking about the Hers, we're not talking about the Anderson .Paaks or even the Kendricks, people who can really spit and put really a lot of thought and creativity into the music, because really, it's just not it. The amount of variety of quality artists is just not there. The numbers are not there. Like they just aren't. But that what you're saying about rock music, like if you listen to DC 101 or it's like, what the fuck is this? How is this rock? How is this Imagine Dragons bullshit? Some fucking rock, dog. Like what the fuck?
Imagine Dragon is all
Nigga,
right.
if you don't get them niggas on the keyboard and shit, if you're not shredding guitar, get the fuck off my rock radio station, man. And it's wild. I don't appreciate
like
that.
Imagine
Okay,
Dragons.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Red Hot Chili Pepper, let's go.
Oh well, no,
Oh, yeah.
don't even compare the Red Hot Chili
I was
Peppers
about
to
to
Imagine
say that,
Dragons, though, bro.
yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't
Chili
even.
Peppers is out here shredding faces to this day, right now.
And still doing it naked, which is like, please,
Pick up the
again,
flea.
please stop it,
Yes.
please,
No,
fellas.
keep it up.
No,
I love
no.
it. Put the sock on your wiener,
Put the
flea,
sock-
and go out there and slap at the bass. Yeah.
First of all, like, how are you going to sit there with your? I'm thinking, I was like, as a drummer, you going to sit there with your bare ass on a drum on a drum throne for like that just seems like.
Sir, you know this man has the Tempur-Pedic of drum thrones. Come on, stop it.
Hey, Big Daddy
I hope
Kane
so.
is
I hope
still.
you're right. You're right.
Big
you're
Daddy
right,
Kane
yeah.
is still out here doing the dance moves, the microphone still
Hey,
spitting and kicking it hard. Come on.
Hey, if you can do it, do it. I have no problem with it. But if the moment you feel like I got to go push play before I go in front of the mic, that's what I think. Come on now.
Yeah. So-
That's all I'm saying.
All right, I took y'all down another wormhole. I'll let
Yeah,
y'all
you
get
did.
back to some
Yeah,
type
you
of news.
It's all good.
Later.
It's all good. Thank you very much. Do you have anything, Kim?
Remixers. Check your email, JAB.
Okay, I'm on it.
We
on
appreciate you guys being in here. Please don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, but consider taking your membership over to patreon.com/Black Power Media. No, seriously, YouTube on some bullshit. We can be on some bullshit too. Okay. Like we could be on.
You know
you
we
wanna
can
be
get
on
petty
crud?
with the best of them.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be on crud? Google, we could be on crud. How about that? We're going to take our shit to Patreon. Patreon.com/Black Power Media. We appreciate you guys showing up for us today. So, Jared, this is a story
Oh,
that I'm
yeah.
following so
Yeah.
closely. Oh, my
Yeah.
God. If you live in the Baltimore area, I have been on pins and needles awaiting the verdict from the murder trial of a now 16-year-old squeegee worker who is accused of murdering a 48-year-old motorist, a white man by the name of Tim Reynolds, who last year exited his vehicle, crossed several lanes of traffic, wielding a baseball bat, and attempted to attack a group of squeegee workers. The 14-year-old at the time, who was accused of murdering Reynolds, is now on trial facing first-degree murder charges. He is charged as an adult, which has upset me a great deal. That he's 16 now, but 14 at the time. 14-year-old charged with first-degree murder, premeditated murder, charged as an adult. If he gets convicted, he's going to jail for a good chunk of his life, which I do not think this child deserves at all. So the jury has had the case now since, I believe, either Monday or Friday. And of course, this being Baltimore is some shit with it because apparently well, anyway, let us let the package get us caught up. I think this is from WJZ Channel 13, the CBS affiliate out there in Baltimore City.
I should have I didn't realize I should have let the commercial run first while you were doing all of that. Sorry.
Man, if it was a Mr. Ray's hair weave commercial, we could have let it ride. Mr. Ray's hair weave.
But I am glad you've been following this, Kim. Again, a crazy, crazy story. And
so upsetting.
And even in my own case years ago, my own little silly case, when they said we can charge you as an adult, even though you're 17, I was like, what? But anyway, so yeah.
For one of the jurors deciding the fate of a teenage squeegee worker on trial for murder failed to show up for deliberations today.
She told the judge she was sick, and that led to the defense asking for a mistrial.
WJZ investigator Mike Helgen is live at the Mitchell Courthouse downtown to tell us what's next. Mike.
Nikki, Vic, first off, veteran defense attorneys say what happened here today is rare. The judge rejected a defense proposal for a mistrial, and she says she hopes the juror is well enough to continue deliberations in the morning. The family of murder victim Timothy Reynolds hugs their attorney outside the courthouse and remains hopeful there will be a verdict in the closely watched case.
They've waited a long time for justice. They can wait a little longer.
Look at this.
They're going to respect the process and be patient.
Lawyers
Okay.
representing the
son.
16-year-old defendant say they too are optimistic, despite a juror telling the judge she'd been vomiting throughout the night and calling out sick with flu-like symptoms.
She didn't make it here today. Whether she has a doctor's note or not, today is gone. It's over with. If she could come in here tomorrow at 9 o'clock and deliberate, no harm, no foul. Let's get it going.
Maryland law permits the case to be decided by just 11 jurors, but the defense has objected to that proposal. Judge Jennifer Schiffer says the juror must present a doctor's note if she's still sick tomorrow. telling attorneys this has obviously been a passionately tried case. We've used a great many resources. At this point, I'm going to try for one more day. Judge Schiffer told jurors directly, we're going to do everything in our power to keep this process running. Please take care of yourselves and come back to us tomorrow.
We wish this juror the best. In fact, whatever is ailing her, we hope that she has a speedy recovery.
When a juror is ill, you want to make sure that they have a chance to be better. You want them to be fully able to concentrate and do their job.
WJZ is not naming the defendant because of his age. The jury must decide whether he shot and killed Reynolds in July of last year near the Inner Harbor. And if they find he did, his attorneys say it's self-defense because Reynolds confronted squeegee workers with a bat. Prosecutors believe it was premeditated murder because the teen concealed his face after retrieving a gun and fired at Reynolds as he was walking away. And so far, jurors have deliberated for roughly 10 hours. The defense rejected a proposal for virtual deliberations in the case. Reporting live at the Mitchell Courthouse, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
What's your question, Jared?
My initial question to you, having followed this case, is to your knowledge, is there any evidence that had this man not chased anybody with a bat, that he would have been killed anyway?
Absolutely not. If this man would have continued on his way, remained in his vehicle, continued on to his destination, he would be alive. That's it. That's it. That is it. That's it. Like, it's why it's insane to even think that something so like, dog, if you'd have just kept fucking moving, if you'd have just kept it fucking moving, you personally would be here today. This child would not be on trial for his literal life right now. Like, it is crazy. And the prosecution, I mean, we all know the Baltimore State's Attorney's Office is a mess. Okay. Mosby and post Mosby, it's a shit show over there. When the trial first started, the prosecutor, whoever's the prosecutor who's handling this case, asked the judge for a delay because of a quote evidentiary mishap. They weren't ready to go to trial, basically, the state's attorney's office, and the judge denied that delay. And I said, oh, that's of note. They're not even really ready to play ball. But the judge denied that request for a delay in the trial, and the trial has moved forward. Now, what the prosecution says is that Tim Reynolds was shot 5 times, and the media keeps harping on this too, 3 times in the back. Okay, so that means he was shot 2 times in the front, 1 time allegedly in the face, and then I think he got shot in the chest. He must have turned to retreated, and the child allegedly shot him 3 more times. And Tharu Vignagarash, the Southeast Asian gentleman who you see there, who is representing the family of the victim, but is a mouthpiece. And Tharu himself used to be a prosecutor. He's one of them big pro cop motherfuckers. And can we shout out Shorty? Can we shout out to some of the Baltimore activists? Shorty is a well-known Baltimore activist. Shorty, if you watch Burn It Down with Kim Brown, y'all, we have seen clips where Shorty has been in these in some of these people's shit. Like, he was in Marilyn Mosby's shit when she was walking into the federal courthouse and told her that Shorty told her that she and Keith Davis Jr. was about to trade places. I said, oh shit. Anyway. But Shorty has been in Tharu Vignagarash's shit. If you go to I think it's Shortman9 on Twitter. Follow Shorty on Twitter, because Shorty is out there at the courthouse on the situation. Anyway, so the point is, Jared, the kid was 14. Like, Tharu Vignagarash, his whole point when he was pontificating in front of the media is like the perpetrator showed gross indifference and shot my client's family member 3 times in the back. He's 14. Like, point to me the 9th grader that knows better. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we serious here? How are we holding literal children to the standards of adults? And not even big kids, not 17-year-olds, 14-year-olds. I can't. I hate that. I hate the way that Black children are criminalized. Black children are not viewed upon as children. Black people do not have a right to self-defense, because y'all know this. Let them racial dynamics would have been different. Let some Black man wielding a bat run up on a group of white teens, and let the white teen had let off, shot and murdered the Black, attacker. charges. They would have gave him a medal.
His GoFundMe or whatever would have been in $1 million already.
Oh man, just outrageous. But this shit with the trial, because last week they was even talking, the media reports that is about a juror. I don't know if it is the same juror, but a juror had told the court last week that they had a trip coming up on Tuesday. Okay, and they was hoping that this could all be wrapped up by Tuesday, and then a juror, I don't know if it's the same juror, I don't know, but consequently on Tuesday, Wednesday, a juror pops up sick. Shit. You cannot make this up. What did the people in Baltimore say? Baltimore is not real, y'all. Like the shit that happens in Baltimore is almost unfathomable. So anyway, please, you guys. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you to do except, hope, thoughts, and prayers and shit. But please, please, please pray that the jurors see this child as a child, see this child as somebody that was allowed to defend himself and his comrades against an adult wielding a weapon who came to attack them. Like, this kid does not deserve to go to jail for any of this, let alone first-degree murder. He'd be looking at 25 to life. He's 16 years old. Come on. No.
First of all, I don't know who picked the victim's picture that ended up in that news piece, but I feel like it was kind of a troll, kind of a little petty troll move, because whatever respect is due or not, if I'm on a jury, you show me that picture with the backwards hat and the Florida t-shirt, and then show me that video, everybody's going home today. Like, what are we even doing here? Like, I'm offended that we are even in this place having this conversation. So that's just one thing, and I know it exists in other cities, but again, I think that it's worthy to highlight that what we're talking about is a situation where poor Black children are in an economy where they are required to find ways to get some money.
That's right.
And this squeegee thing is, relatively speaking, a perfect gig. You have the freedom of hours, you got flexibility, you're not tired, I can see all of the things from a child's perspective why it would have been appealing even to me.
You have a captive audience, you have
a captive exactly. I mean, and it's something that's relatively easy. It doesn't cost a lot to get started. Boom, 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 bottle, squeegee, let's get it going. And then you end up, but the problem, among the problems, is that a lot of that bottleneck of interaction, again, is when white folks are driving into the city to go to work or out of the city to get back out away from the city and home. They already don't like Black people. They don't like the Black people that they have to see as they pass through in the city. They're already mad at that. I don't know if this is relative to, God forbid, if it's related to something like an Orioles game or a Ravens game or a Harbor event. So, I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying it just ramps up the possibility for drunk white folks who don't want, and it just escalates. And then here's this kid trying to make a few dollars. And then all of a sudden it's, I already hate you. I had to suffer watching a few of your brethren on a football field for a few hours, and that's enough. But now I don't want to actually have you in my face. And then whoop, 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 whoop. He's out the car thinking he's going to be, I don't know, living some fantasy. I don't know.
The victim is actually a city resident, resident. Highlandtown, correct me on that. Like, definitely from one of the white neighborhoods in Baltimore City. I want to say Highlandtown.
I know a little bit about Highlandtown and them white folks. Now I have a whole different.
Right.
Those are go hard white folks. This was not his first time swinging a bat at a brother. I can guarantee that. No disrespect to whoever, but I promise you that he was trying to get round 10 on his life or get a payback. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I mean, but it kind of for those who know the dynamics of the area, it does make a difference. This was not a white commuter, driving in from Hartford County, Howard County, Anne Arundel County. No, this was a white city resident.
Oh,
who again, like why? Like why did you do that?
Oh,
And-
to me it's now to me I'm it's more clear that he would. Those white that's hostile thugs, white folks in Highlandtown. That was my experience. So maybe it's changed, I don't know. But my experience back in the day was they're drug-riddled, poor, working class, hostile white folks. In fact, when I do story time again, ask me about trying to sell greens behind Mike's Bar out there in Highlandtown, and folks in Highlandtown will know Mike's Bar. And I'm in many ways that's probably as close to death as I've ever come. And yeah, they don't play. So I'm not surprised at all, and I'm not surprised he would have seen 5 brothers out there and thought he was going at all of them. Like, I'm not surprised at that at all. And I'm not surprised that he might have needed 5 to put down. No, I mean, anyway, yeah. So that's a very clarifying fact for me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling on Shorty's timeline to see if I can find the video of him confronting Thiru Vignagarash about being a sucker, basically.
First of all, good job on the name and on saying his name, and
because I fucked it up for many years. So thank you for congratulating, because I have mispronounced that man's name a lot. So my apologies to Mr. Vignagarash on that front. But your politics bullshit, sir.
And you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, being that dark face with them white folks who were happy to have you represent them and be the token-ish. Oh man. Anyway, but speaking of proper representation, we can come back to this, Kim. But we got the ear doctor.
Yeah, I was going to help you with that.
Yeah.
Thiru.
Oh, thank you.
No doubt. That's what I'm here for. All right.
Say the last name though. You didn't say the last name.
Thank you. That's the hard part, sir. We all can say thigh and rue, nigga. What say the last part? Say the last part. Mm-hmm.
He froze again. He did the Mitch McConnell.
That's whenever you in a bind, just do the Mitch McConnell.
I'm gonna use that this semester. Dr. Ball, where's the assignment at?
Can I tell you guys something?
What?
I'm sorry. I might be petty. Ooh, I might be very petty for this. I'm so sorry. Apologize in advance for my pettiness. Okay. So I was riding in the car with my mother yesterday. Okay, so I'm listening to the radio. I never listen to the radio in the house, but when I'm in the vehicle with somebody, the radio was on. So she was listening to WHUR, right? WHUR, everybody, Howard University Radio. Okay, we clear on that. HUR
96.3.
Howard University Radio. So why did I hear a white person as a radio personality on WHUR yesterday, not only on HUR, giving away Fela tickets? I said the gentrification of DC is complete. The whites have taken everything. I said they got white personalities on WHUR. The old DC is gone. It's over, dog.
So just
be Boris Brown. Go ahead.
Just so we're journalistically appropriate. Are you sure it wasn't just a white sounding?
I don't think so, because
a white performing.
No.
Code switcher.
Code switcher. That's the.
No. Even though I know a lot of. This is petty too. I know a lot of black women and girls under 25 sound like they sound like the Kardashians, and they talk a lot like, whatever. But that's just my own pettiness. My bad. But anyway,
no, that's a huge sign. I mean, more than a Starbucks. My man Head Rock used to say, if you see a Gold's Gym, you know it's over. But when you got whites on, I hope people around the world feel what you're saying. When you have white hosts on HUR giving Fela tickets.
Fela tickets, Jared.
God damn.
Jared. I said, wow. I said, woo, we have lost. Oh, the battle is not yours. It is the Lord's, and the
Where's
Lord
the
is what
white
is down.
flag?
I was
give
shocked.
up.
So from what I heard the voice, and I'm like, what? And then I listened some more, and the person identified themselves, and I recognize him as a person who has been a personality on like PGC before, right? But PGC, okay, that's white corporate radio, but there's a big difference between WPGC and WHUR, okay? And I'm like, on an HBCU historical heritage black radio station, the Quiet Storm was born on HUR. So they got white folks on HUR giving out Fela tickets. I said, nigga, I'm gone. I'm gone, dog. I'm gone. So anyway, that's my petty. Y'all correct me if I got the shit wrong, because I'm pretty sure she European, like from Europe. Okay, she ain't one of them spicy whites that y'all like to, she ain't white. Nah, because Jared, listen, growing up in Howard County, the brothers used to try to play in our faces when they would be picking up their snow bunnies. They'd be like, she not white, she Italian. Oh, she not white, she Greek. Oh, she not white, she did. Nigga, please, is she from Europe? White, white.
Try to count brunette as melanin.
Right. Oh, she got curly hair. She not white. She blood. Shut the fuck up, man. So this one is the same way. I think she got dark hair. She could be a little bit racially ambiguous. Little thick white gal, right? So you might she could pass for a little Puerto Rican, or she could pass for North Africa, or some little Arab or whatever. Nope. I think she is from Europe.
Wow.
Okay. Well, listen. Let me do a quick break.
Hilarious.
And what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick flashback to flash forward. Y'all ready for that?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Let's do it right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Joe. Yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome out to No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. I'll go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Hit that like button, subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And let's get it in right here on the Remix Morning Show. So I wanted to take you back real quick so I could bring you forward. What am I talking about today? We have no other than Dr. Cornel West coming back at 2 p.m. today to talk some more to BPM and talk some more to y'all about what's going on in his life and what he's doing right now on his run to the White House. All right, so with that said, we were one of the first to bring him on when he started this whole campaign, and I wanted to show y'all a little bit what first happened when we brought him on, and then to what's going to happen today at 2 p.m. So check this out.
But it was a really great book and really great. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Malcolm came out against the Vietnam War way before that, brother. No, but it was a great book. It was a great read.
I mean, I want to say definitely salute to you, because clearly we got different movers. We have total different movers, because we moved, the bookshelf ain't going to be up the same damn day we get there. You know what I'm saying? Everything would have been in boxes. I would have been sitting on the box, everything. You know what I'm saying? So definitely we got a different pay grade. I'm trying to see how we can work together, brother.
No, I hear you. I'm just upset that I don't have my Curtis Mayfield up here right away. Coltrane is coming, but I don't go nowhere without Curtis. You know what I mean? I know I heard Sister Kim talking about that rich music thing, but let's just be real about it. That music is at the center of our black freedom struggle and who we are as a people.
So you said your music hasn't made
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
So that's what it is. As you see, he gave Kim a shout out. Speaking of that, me and Kim and Dr. Ball going to talk some music with him next month sometime. So get ready for that. With that said, let's go ahead and bring our crew back in right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. All right. Why ain't that playing? Oh, there we go. Ow! Yeah.
Nah, don't put my name in it. I'm faded out of that one, just like you faded me out of that clip.
Oh,
like so.
We got you here live, so we ain't need to play this.
I'm
part.
just playing. I was like, it was just about to get good. He faded. I was just playing. No, I forgot about that. Good crate dig on that.
Hey,
I'm about to start humble bragging and name dropping. Cornel West just shouted me out on the humble, dog. You know what I'm saying? Talk my talk for a second.
So he watching you, Kim. We find out.
I
So
I
we-
like Dr. West. He's a good dude. Like I've met him a couple times. He's got good. You know what I'm talking about, man. When you meet somebody who genuinely has good energy. Like I mean, I didn't get fake from him. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good fake detector. I can sniff out fake easy. I didn't get that. I never got that from Dr. West.
I smell fake. He no, I agree. I agree. And just we are working on, I am just trying to help set up a conversation with you three about music for next month.
Why
And
he
I
trying
think
to
it's
not be
happening.
with us, Kim?
why you
Why
wanna-
he
I
trying
don't
to duck
know.
out?
No, because I think, well, I mean, you know, I've had, you know,
Just
whatever.
moderate for us or something.
Fine, whatever. We'll work it out.
Qualify, Jared. You know what I'm saying? You
But I-
qualify.
But I
you-
like the, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, I mean, your knowledge of black music, especially 20th century black music, you know what I'm saying? I think you're well equipped to have this conversation with Dr. West. Like I think you would compliment Ear Doctor and myself very well.
Mhm.
You know, if you
It's not an issue of feeling, you know, like I'm not competent. It's that I know that the two of you are, you know, supremely capable, and you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
We're just trying to keep it. You know, I like
stick
seeing.
to stick to my production skills here, man. You know, I know a good chemistry when I see
All
one.
right,
you
either
know what
way,
I'm
that's
saying?
fine. I'm happy to do it, but the point. I think I'm just more interested in the idea of him being locked in just to talk about the music and see where that goes, because I haven't seen that before with him.
So today's lineup for the interview with Cornel West, I believe, is going to be Dr. Joyce James, going to be
Joy James,
Joy,
yep.
I messed her name up. Diabro,
Brother
and,
Diallo.
and Jackie Lukemine.
Oh wow!
It's gonna be
Let's go.
And I
we
believe
got-
Kalanji is moderating. So we got a
Let's
whole,
get it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that the work? Okay, good.
I hope so. We'll see. 'Cause
We'll see, won't we?
I ain't gonna be around.
And just so everybody knows, just if you got a little bit of time in between now and then at 11 o'clock, I'll be back. We are having a roundtable discussion about football, about soccer. With some brothers from around the world. It is an all-male discussion that will end up talking some about the Women's World Cup.
Right, about the Women's World Cup.
I get the contradiction, you know, but and all it is, folks started reaching out, so I just said, well, let's just all get together. We got professionals, coaches, journalists, from around the diaspora. So we're going to be talking about that at 11 o'clock today as a little precursor to the main event at 2 p.m. With the aforementioned Cornel West interview.
So
yeah.
real quick, what's all this fuss about going soccer in Miami right now? Why I see celebrities and all these people down there taking pictures and stuff?
Because people, it's messy. It's messy. It's a new
It's
form
really
of
messy.
messiness in
Actual
Miami.
messiness.
And
the brother is like he's delivering. I watch PTI and they was doing the recap. Like he's been kicking game-winning goals and shit. Like, you know, I mean, living up to the legend, it would seem Lionel Messi is doing in Miami.
People have said that, you know, there's a strong argument that he is the best ever. And even at the end of his career, to get some time in Miami and he, as Kim said, I mean, he's come in and
Where
I'm
does
sure it's easy,
Rodinho or whatever fall into that?
Ronaldinho?
Yeah,
It depends. I mean, he's definitely one of the best ever. But people would the argument.
So can we
would
get
like,
a top five? Can we get a top five from y'all on this show later?
Yeah,
we
from
talk
them,
about
yeah.
Pele. We talk about Ronaldinho.
Oh, there would
we
definitely
talk
be
about Messi.
Ronaldinho, and the original Ronaldo.
Yeah,
the Brazilian
and
Ronaldo.
that's the one I'm thinking about. The Brazilian Ronaldo.
No, the Brazilian Ronaldo, the original El Fenomeno.
He was a beast.
The only thing, just the peak was too short. So the argument is usually the peak was higher than everybody's, but it was too short because of a couple knee injuries and whatnot. But
Y'all gonna talk about Mbappe getting that
no
$1 billion Saudi offer?
No question. And a lot about Vinicius Jr. too, and the racism that he's been dealing with in La Liga. So there's a lot. Yeah, but Mbappe got The Saudis, and then what I actually like about it, we'll talk also about, is how the Europeans are getting a little salty. They feel like the Saudis are now messing up the game and interfering too much. And I'm like, it's like, now.
In your opinion, who's the best sister to kick a soccer ball? And I'm not talking about just black. I'm just saying anybody.
Honestly, I haven't watched enough of who's playing today and the women playing today. Like, even I watched last night, Dennis Rodman's daughter played for the women's national team here in the U.S., and she's a beast.
Oh, wow.
But probably Marta, the Brazilian Pele, who's being honored.
Somebody got a top 5. Pele, Messi,
Brazilian Ronaldo, Eusebio, the Portuguese, and Maradona. That's a very respectable, hard to dispute top 5. But yeah, I mean, Eusebio was.
Yeah. So do you think this is gonna happen later with Diallo? Minister Service said, "Let's pray Brother Diallo doesn't get into one of his anti-religious rants." Talking with Dr. West.
With some limitations, obviously, I actually would like to see it. I would like to see him at least lay out his concerns and have West respond. I think West is more than capable, and with some moderation and some limits that we all need at times. I think, because we want to make sure everybody has time to be heard, and West in particular, of course, being the guest. But no, I think I would like it for Diallo to let loose at least a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, it's, get your popcorn viewing. I mean, it's can't miss TV, as they used to say.
And big up to everybody that tuned in yesterday when we was talking about the Clone Tyrone. Jeggins said they watched it and gave it a solid 8.
Okay, well, that's the comment you went and dug out.
that should be clipped. I mean, because who cloned Tyrone is a big talker right now in the internet streets, especially all these goofy motherfuckers thinking that Jamie Foxx is a fucking clone because. I'm sorry, he was recovering from a long illness, and now he may be speaking a little different and maybe looks slightly different. That does not mean he's a clone. It means he has been ill, and that means that he is recovering. So
Chris doesn't feel the same way.
Isn't that weird? Like, niggas are so weird with this shit. Like, no, that ain't the same Jamie Foxx that I saw on the red carpet. And I'm like, nigga, what? Jamie Foxx has been doing this for 30 some years. Like, if you expect Jamie Foxx to still be the same Jamie Foxx as he was in 91, 01, 2011. Like, y'all, my people just have an unrealistic sense of, number one, aging, and B, the fact that sickness and disability, chances are, is coming for you. And it's not going to tell you before it jumps on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to jump on you. And even
not every illness is vaccine related, and not every illness is clone related. People, people. Like
Speaking of blessings, and send some prayers out to LeBron James and his family.
My God, yes.
Yeah, his son had a heart problem while he was practicing on the.
He had a heart attack. He had cardiac arrest. Yeah. Like, he was unconscious.
Ronnie.
I mean, that is a very scary thing, and obviously I don't want to make any assumptions or speculations about what prompted a 18-year-old to have a heart attack, but watch it, kid, man.
There it is again. Like people of that age never had that happen before. Like, there's pre-pandemic occurrences of these kinds of things, folks.
Who was the name? Who was the Celtics player? What y'all chat knows? His name was Reggie something. He collapsed on the court during a game, had a heart attack and died. Playing for the Celtics. The chat knows his name. His name is Reggie something.
Yeah.
And same with the brother who was supposed to come out of Marymount, Loyola wasn't it Loyola Marymount? And then his buddy
Reggie
played
Lewis.
Reggie Lewis. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And then the brother who was his teammate played in the league for a few years and would take his free throws left-handed to commemorate the brother just passed. I mean, so you can't. It's not all that
We got
But yeah, people. But to this, read the comment, please. But I'm saying that this is what I'm saying. People are watching this movie like it's a documentary.
Okay, big up to Jean. Is that Jean?
Sean.
Lamont
Jean
Films,
Lamont Films.
$9.99. Thank you for the contribution. They cloned Tyrone. What's that word right there?
Satirized
conspiracies while illustrating that in the absence of an institutional left, black people's struggle for freedom within them is still universal.
That's it. I love it. Put it better than I could.
Beautiful.
That's exactly it. Again, the response is only either give up or wildly go and fight or just whatever. And there's no organized nothing. It's just, that's what I was saying. They turned the BLA into a Scooby-Doo adventure. It's like, it's so.
You remember when we had to read paragraphs in school? That's what I used to do. And I ain't know a word. I'd be like, what's that word right there? And everybody called it out. And I keep going.
Well, good
big
for
up
you.
Big up to help.
big up to help. Teamwork make the dream work. We all here. We all here to help each other out.
Lord
you
have
had to come in
mercy.
with the Thyru a few minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what we do. Thyru.
Not the second half. Not the last. But you was there for the first, anyway,
Word.
So look, I know, just quick, you owe us a mix today too, by the way.
Thanks for telling us what I owe.
But there were just two quick stories I'll just mention very quickly that I don't think we got to at all. But Barack and Michelle Obama's chef drowned. Did you all follow that story at Martha's Vineyard?
The right was all over that.
I bet they are. I can't wait to find out, what Fauci, what was it? It would be Fauci and Q and all teaming up to get rid of the. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Again, I keep.
No, you need to. Go ahead. Let that out.
Did y'all see Ice Cube rolling around South Central Los Angeles with Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
Yep.
Talking that talk. Go ahead, Q.
First KRS. Ice Cube. I mean, goddamn, we gotta let these niggas go, man. But actually, we might need to assemble all these niggas at the edge of a cliff and push them off. Okay, like so sayonara. What is happening? But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I love it when people reveal themselves. Thank you so much, Q, for showing us who you like to roll with. KRS, same thing. We appreciate you, man. Show us who you are in 2023. Let us disavow ourselves of these 1991 rebellious Negroes, that we might still hold in some sort of reverence of affection. Nah, fuck that. These niggas is just big 2023. These motherfuckers is big conservatives. They rolling with cops. They rolling with conservatives now. Fuck them. Let them go.
Yeah, I can't even say nothing.
Who's that?
Yeah.
I can't even say nothing in defense. My
Jay-Z
hip hop brethren.
Jay-Z want to play cover for Roger Goodell. You know what I'm saying?
All of that.
Meek Mill letting them wear their chains and everything.
Oh my God. When
what did he do?
Oh my God.
No, they're just taking pictures, taking their chains off and putting them on the different white friends and
No, not just white friends. Jay-Z and Meek Mill goofy asses bought a fucking a Rolls Royce for Robert Kraft. I said, you dumbass niggas bought a luxury car for a fucking billionaire like some clowns. Tell me you're a clown without telling me you're a clown.
I know he was like, thanks. What the fuck am I do with another car?
Up,
I don't drive. I get blew out.
The worst thing I've ever heard from Jay-Z. That right there. That is the new worst.
Goodness.
How in the? You're right.
I think they buy trinkets for each other to be like, all right, you owe me a favor, or what? I don't.
How you out of Marcy Projects buying anything for a fucking billionaire? I don't care how much money you got now, Jay-Z.
Damn.
And you give blockchain courses to the project residents.
Ooh, shit.
And then went and bought Kraft a Rolls or whatever. That is
Google it, y'all. It's some page 6 shit. That's not new news. This is maybe a couple of Robert Kraft birthdays ago that Meek Mill and Jay-Z went in together, I guess, and bought him a Phantom or bought him something outrageous that this white man could have easily got for himself 1,000,000 times over. And these niggas is putting their little money together and say, we gonna go in together and get this for Rob.
Speaking of the blockchain thing, there was only one other thing I wanted to mention real quick as we get out of here from a new book that's critical of the crypto experience. Between 2000 and 2022, more than $3 trillion were sunk into cryptocurrencies. 1 in 5 Americans piled in, as did many Britons, and almost all lost all their money. End quote.
Shit.
So
Where's
you
that
want to know
from,
what
Jared?
it is? You know what? I don't even have it in front of me because I put it away, but it is from a new book by Ben McKenzie called...
Isn't he an athlete? Didn't I just see him on TMZ?
I
Jesus.
believe you might have. It's called Easy Money, Cryptocurrency, Casino Capitalism, and the Golden Age of Fraud by Ben McKenzie and Jacob Silverman.
I bet you he'd come on
And-
here. I bet you he'd come on here. I
But
bet you he'd come on here and talk to you.
that quote right there was said it all. Like, this is the book right here. 3 trillion though. That's and by the way, when they say that it got lost, that means a handful of people ended up with that. That's what that means. It's just 3 trillion. So anyway.
I would like for the way people to say that to be phrased differently, because you're right, they didn't lose it. All these people did not lose their money. They got their money took. Their money got took from them. It's different when you drop $5 on the street and someone go in your pocket and take $5 from you. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between
Or
lose
trick it out you. Yeah.
and took.
So anyway.
Yep.
All right, but
All right.
I know you're trying to let us go to cut into that mix time, but so let's get to it.
No. Earn
Let's
your
get to it.
liberation in the morning. Make sure y'all
Earn your
tune in for
liberation in
that.
the morning.
We got a warrior class, and we got Sundays, and we got some other stuff coming up.
And Emma, I know you want to be there at 11 when we talking soccer, so I'll see you soon.
And yeah, 11 and then 2 o'clock today, we got Dr. Cornell West coming back. So make sure y'all come on back right here at the Remix Morning Show. Let's get it. Let's
Happy
go.
birthday to me
Let's get
tomorrow. Happy birthday, Leos. Yay.
All right,
Kim's
let's go.
birthday.
My birthday.
That's right.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Kim. You got
Thank
you
you,
got
baby.
somebody you want to hear? No? Cool.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
God damn it. I want to hear a Tribe Called Quest and Redman.
Got you. Welcome out, party people. As we do a little something like this. Let's do it.
I never brag, I feel I keep it, cause it's the best secret. I rock a best, prestigious, Cuban link flooded Jesus. Intellects watching Kathy Lee and Regis. My actions are one with the seasons. A text squeezing, executioner. Wintertime I rock a fuck, mega popular, center of attraction, climaxing. My bitches they be laughing, they hop and slipping coke off a 20 cent Andrew Jackson. City lights spark a New York night. Rossi and Martini sipping, Sergio Tacchini flipping. Mad pies, low price, I blow dice and throw them. 45 by my scrotum, manifest to do or die slogan. Guards popping willies on Kawasaki's. Hip hop's got me on some more. Spraying shots like a drum roll. Blanking out, never miscount the shells. My gun hole, I don't stunt, I regulate. Henny and Sprite, I separate. Watching crab niggas marinate. I'm all about text and good jokes and sex. Israelite books, pulling government names from nests. MCs are crawling out every hole in the slum. You be alright like blood money and a pimp's cum.
I'm the Bismarck King. I'm known for beatboxing and rap. And now it's time to put Long Island on the map. And letting you know that it'll put you in a trance. Something funny made by me, and it's called the Biz Dance. I think the way I do it is so unique. By the way, I move my hand, hips, legs, and feet. But if you think that you can master it, you got a fat chance, cause it's very difficult to do. What is it called? The Bismarck. The Bismarck. The Bismarck. The Bismarck. The Bismarck. The
Redman, let's get it. Happy birthday, Kim.
Ringing off all types of alarms. My palms be swift with the pen like Liz Swans. Aggravated assault against an MC. Beat him down with the mic and all types of pedigrees. It's mad real in the bricks. Plus I roll thick. You can quote this. I'm the Moby Dick of dopeness. Bitch, walk the walk if you talk the talk. IDK New Jersey and DK New York. I don't push a lot lot of vehicles, but I push a used one with the tape deck. If it's feasible, tell the truth. I don't own a Lex coupe, but I get you soup when I rock respect due. Ice a nice nigga that wanna get diced. Slice the mic device like the body of Christ twice. E double if you feel me, hit me one. I'll break a one, I'll break a two.
Just little something.
Little something.
About the cats who be frontin'.
Little bit of Tribe, little bit of Redman. Big up to my Leos. Let's go.
Goodness gracious. All across the wide spaces. Yo, check it out. Bust me down, yo. Yo.
Q-Tip, let's get it.
Yo. Use my peoples. Why it gotta come down to this shit? Two people thinking it's one, so now we split. Remember what I said to you?
You bleed, I bleed.
Come on, you know how we get down. If you down, you need, and I'm supplying. Dynamic duo, electrifying everybody.
And we out of here, y'all.
No one will forget us.
Remix Morning Show. See y'all in the morning. Earn your liberation. Black Power Media.
After all, what are we friends? If niggas ran, he did so much, the grounds we defend. In the honor of brotherhood, cause it's all good. Get on some grown